Hi, this is Mark Littleton, the minister of the Word for the Athens Church of Christ, with today's 3-minute sermon. In 2 Corinthians chapter 12, the Apostle Paul talks about something that he calls a thorn in the flesh that had been given to him. And he says down in verse 8 that 3 times I pleaded with the Lord about this thorn in the flesh, that it should leave me. But he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. And I love what Paul writes in response to that. He says, therefore, because of that, I will boast all the more gladly of my weaknesses, so that the power of Christ may rest upon me. For the sake of Christ, then, I am content with weaknesses, insults, hardships, persecutions, and calamities. And then he says this, for when I am weak, then I am strong. Walt Disney said that he thought everybody in life ought to have a really hard failure early in their life so that they would be ready for the rest of their life. You know, there's something about failure, there's something about weakness that helps us to become less dependent on ourselves. It chips away at our self-sufficiency. It chips away at our pride. It helps us to realize, you know, I really can't go through this life by myself. I really can't do everything myself. I need help. I need a strength outside of myself. Paul came to realize that in a profound way through this thorn in the flesh. He begged God, please take this away from me. We don't know what it was, but we know obviously it was painful to Paul. It was embarrassing to Paul. It was something Paul wanted out of his life because it wasn't good. And yet God in response said, no, Paul, I'm not going to remove that from your life. Instead, I'm going to use that in your life. I'm going to use your thorn in the flesh to help you rely less on yourself and to help you rely more on me and my strength and my power, so that you will learn, Paul, in your weakness, my strength can be displayed. You know, the same thing that was true of Paul is true of you and of me as well. My challenge to you today is I want you to think about your own life. I want you to think, where in my life might there be a weakness? Where might there be something that I don't particularly like and that might be a little bit embarrassing to me? And it's something that I don't really like to think about. And yet that weakness of yours might be exactly where God wants to work, and it might be something God wants to use so that he can put his power, not your power, his power on display in your life. Whatever that is today, friend, I hope that you will allow your weakness to be a stage for God's strength to be displayed in and through your life. That's my challenge to you today. Lord willing, we will see you again tomorrow for another 3-minute sermon. God bless.